Welcome to my tarot card reading for December 2018, and this is Manu Tarot. Let's start immediately with the reading. I'm going to cut the presentation of the cards and all that stuff. Let's start with the first week of December. For me, the first 8 days of December, from December 1st to the 8th. And we're talking about, the main topic here is situations that we as voters elicited. We got into that trouble, we got into that problem. Okay, as a nation, we got into that situation. Okay, whatever it is irrelevant. Here, technically, we are trapped in our own making. Okay, we made the bed. Now in other words, we make our beds. Technically speaking, as a nation, as a society, that's what the tarot cards are saying. Yes, you can do something about it. Very right, very correct. But at the moment, what the tarot cards are saying is that we are blind. We don't see the consequences, and we are like lambs heading to the slaughterhouse. Okay, but we got into that situation, or we're going to get into that situation, because we are blind. We don't want to see, we don't want to understand, and we don't want to hear. Okay, and that's the main topic for these first days of December. The second week of December, which will be day number 8, 9, 10, 11, blah blah blah, until the 16th, is about pacts, treaties, laws, covenants, if you want to call it like that. Whatever it is an accord between nations, an accord between government and society, among people, voters, whatever you want to see it, residents. The emphasis is there. There's a big emphasis in that kind of pact, treaty, etc., etc. So we have to open our eyes and our ears and listen and look for what is going to happen during this month. But there is a big emphasis there. Okay? And what we're talking about, the Brexit, talking a lot of stuff here. This is a general reading for events around the world, so I have to be like very general, but I give you a common denominator so you have an idea what to look for in your country, okay, or around the world. The third week, which starts on December 16 and keeps going till the 24th, is all about changes and transformations. Changes and transformation. During this month, this third week is when we're going to start seeing changes and transformations. And I'm going to leave it like that because later I'm going to be talking more about all this stuff. But that's the emphasis that the tarot cards are talking about, the major event, the common denominator for this month or this week. For the last week of December, which is the 24th until the 31st, and then includes January 1st. Okay, keep that in mind. We are going to start seeing something related with a pact, an offer. It's not a pact, it's more like an offer, an aid. Offer and aid. It could be a loan if we're talking about the International Monetary Fund. It could be that kind of sort, loans. It's an aid, if we can call it like that. It could be humanitarian aid. It could be anything, any kind of aid. It could be political, with political reasons. It could be war related. Along that line. I think that you can get it. I'm just giving you the common denominator for that month so you can see how it matches your country. Now, we have here the existential vortex, that is a union of horizontal and vertical lines, okay? And horizontal and vertical lines, the vertical line is talking about those changes and transformations that are coming because we literally got into that situation, okay? And it's going to bring forward people. These people are very, and I'm talking political leaders, that are very dry, we can call it like that, totalitarian in nature. And I've been talking about this probably since 2015, 16, something like that, where I mentioned that there's going to be a growth on governments that are or have tendencies that are totalitarian, fascist, etc., etc., etc. I mentioned that, I don't remember, it was 2015 or 16, probably 2015. Can't remember if it was 15, 16, maybe 2014. I can't remember, but I know that it's on one of my videos. And it's giving birth to that. With that, there's going to be a lot of changes, a lot of transformations, okay? And the tarot card is talking about the end of things as we know it, okay? As a generation, perhaps we are not, we don't have any experience related with all these changes and transformation, but they're coming. The tarot cards are mentioning that these are closely related with the health, and I'm talking about hospitals, medications, hospital medications, and obviously the profession related with those, which is nurses, doctors, and anyone involved in that department related with health. It means that there's going to be cuts that are going to affect the availability of doctors, nurses, medications. There are going to be changes in that department. There's going to be also cuts related with education, okay? Cuts related with education. We're talking about austerity is coming. That's what we're talking about. Austerity. Okay, now you know what I'm talking about, the transformations and changes. That's why I left it at the end. What else I said in the Spanish version, because I can't remember everything. But more or less, that's what we're talking about. Oh, I mentioned the trilogy. I don't know if I talk about the trilogy, but we have these three here, which for me is a trilogy. And number one, what is going to come here is talking about, how I can put it, what it feels, that's what it feels like. It's like darkness is slowly creeping out and slowly covering the world. That's the best way I can put it. This is gonna have a result. This is gonna create a counter effect where there's going to emerge new philosophical groups, new spiritual groups, new religions, or is going to bolster, is going to revive old philosophy. If it's going to revive, I'm sorry, new old philosophical views. Okay, is going to revive old religions. Is going to revive old spiritual practices. Going to revive. Did you get the opinion? The point of view? Okay, that's what it's talking about. But at the same time, it's also talking about hope that some way, somehow, this darkness, which let's call it like that, is going to be stopped. Okay, there is a desire from society to stop all this madness, all this darkness. The only problem is that we have to see that, understand that this is the Page of Wands, represents a kid. So in other words, the intentions are good, but there's no experience dealing with this, and therefore they could be deceived, fooled, tricked. Okay, we are fighting against something that many of us don't have any kind of comprehension of what we are dealing with. Okay, that's technically what the tarot cards are talking about. We have to remember that at the same time that there is light, if you want to call it like that, there's also darkness. And the same time and the same amount that one increases, the other one is going to increase. There's always going to be an opposition of more or less the same strength. We have to keep that in mind. There's going to be a degree of indifference from the people. Okay, that could mean many things, but the changes are the people are going to see them with indifference. They don't care about it, technically speaking. Okay, and this one, it could be seen many different ways. But if you take under consideration the tone of the rest of the reading, we have to be inclined that we really, some countries have elected terrible people that are going to head the nation into a catastrophic environment. Okay. That said, that's really what I have for you during this month of December 2018. Until the next one.